Motivating employees through job design. That's what we're going to discuss next. There are several learning objectives that I want to review with you now. First, we're going to learn about the history of job design approaches. Second, we're going to consider alternatives to job specialization. Third, we're going to identify job characteristics that increase motivating potential. Fourth, we're going to learn how to empower employees. Now we're going to discuss the importance of job design. Many of us assume that the most important motivator at work is pay. Yet studies point to a different factor as the major influence over worker motivation. That's job design. How a job is designed has a major impact on employee motivation, job satisfaction, commitment to an organization, absenteeism, and turnover. The question of how to properly design jobs so employees are more productive and more satisfied has received attention from managers and researchers since the beginning of the 20th century. Now we're going to review major approaches to job design, starting from its early history. Scientific management and job specialization. Perhaps the earliest attempt to design jobs came during the era of scientific management. Scientific management is a philosophy based on the ideas of Frederick Taylor, as presented in his 1911 book, Principles of Scientific Management. Taylor's book is among the most influential books of the 20th century. The ideas presented had a major influence over how work would be organized in the following years. Taylor was a mechanical engineer in the manufacturing industry. He saw work being done haphazardly with only workers in charge. He saw the inefficiencies inherent in employees' production methods and argued that a manager's job was to carefully plan the work to be performed by employees. He also believed that the scientific method could be used to increase productivity. As an example, Taylor found that instead of allowing workers to use their own shovels, as was customary at the time, providing specially designed shovels could increase productivity. Further, by providing training and specific instructions, he was able to dramatically reduce the number of laborers required to handle each job. Scientific management proposed a number of ideas that have been influential in job design the following years. An important idea was to minimize waste by identifying the most efficient method to perform the job. Using time motion studies, management could determine how much time each task would require and plan the tasks so that the job could be performed as efficiently as possible. Therefore, standardized job performance methods were an important element of scientific management techniques. Each job would be carefully planned in advance, and employees would be paid to perform the tasks in the way specified by management. Furthermore, job specialization was one of the major advantages of this approach. Job specialization entails breaking down jobs into their simplest component and assigning them to employees so that each person would perform a select number of tasks in a repetitive manner. There are a number of advantages to job specialization. Breaking tasks into simple components and making them repetitive reduces the skill requirements of the job and decreases the effort and cost of staffing. Training times for simple, repetitive jobs tend to be shorter as well. On the other hand, from a motivational perspective, these jobs are boring and repetitive, and therefore associated with negative outcomes such as absenteeism. Also, job specialization is ineffective in rapidly changing environments where employees may need to modify their approach according to the demands of the situation. Taylorism has a bad reputation and is often referred to as the dark ages of management when employees' social motives were ignored. Yet, it is important to recognize the fundamental change in management mentality brought about by Taylor's ideas. For the first time, managers realized their role in influencing the output level of employees. The concept of scientific management has had a lasting impact on how work is organized. Taylor's work paved the way to automation and standardization that is virtually universal in today's workplace. Assembly lines where each worker performs simple tasks in a repetitive manner are a direct result of job specialization efforts. Job specialization eventually found its way into the service industry as well. One of the biggest innovations of the famous McDonald Brothers' first fast food restaurant was the application of scientific management principles to their operation. They divided up the tasks so that one person took the orders while someone else made the burgers, another person applied the condiments, and yet another wrapped them. With this level of efficiency, customers generally received their order within 1 minute. Rotation, job enlargement, and enrichment. One of the early alternatives to job specialization was job rotation. Job rotation involves moving employees from job to job at regular intervals. When employees periodically move to different jobs, the monotonous aspect of job specialization can be relieved. For example, Maids International Incorporated, a company that provides cleaning services to households and businesses, utilizes job rotation so that maids cleaning the kitchen in one house would clean the bathroom in a different one. Using this technique, among others, the company is able to reduce its turnover level. In a supermarket study, cashiers were rotated to work in different departments. As a result of the rotation, employees' stress levels were reduced, as measured by their blood pressure. Moreover, they experienced less pain in their neck and shoulders. Job rotation has a number of advantages for organizations. It's an effective way for employees to acquire new skills, and in turn for organizations to increase the overall skill level of their employees. When workers move to different positions, they are cross-trained to perform different tasks, thereby increasing the flexibility of managers to assign employees to different parts of the organization when needed. In addition, job rotation is a way to transfer knowledge between departments. Rotation may also have the benefit of reducing employee boredom, depending on the nature of the jobs the employee is performing at a given time. From the employee's standpoint, rotation is a benefit because they acquire new skills that keep them marketable in the long run.